Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is another junk journal with me video, which is just a journaling process video in my journal. I'm working on this page sort of in the middle of my journal. I've realized that most of the pages towards both the back and the front are pretty full, so I'm trying to work more in the middle for the next couple of sessions. I've just got here some papers that I printed out. These are from my new paper collection called The Lake. And so I was really excited to use some of those. I'd already used a few in my journal, so I was just seeing if I could work them into this spread. So on this page, I have a couple of photos here of me and my daughter. We just took a couple of photos on self-timer on my phone, so I just want to put those into my journal. I've also got a picture of a couple of plants that I got, some wish list plants that I've wanted for a long time, and a photo of my daughter sleeping as well because she just looked so cute. And this little purple plaid sort of print is just a little piece of paper from a magazine. I liked the way the purple complemented the page that I'm sticking it onto, because there's like this black paper that's got this purple sort of like lavender floral print on it, so it kind of just complemented that really well. And then I'm going to use that to sort of like a photo mat for one of those photos. I'm sticking that down with double-sided tape, and then I'm going to use the bottom section to write, so I'm going to leave that pretty blank. I just added one of these little label stickers that I printed out on sticker paper, and I'll leave a link to those below. I'm using the back side of that illustration page to put the photo of my daughter sleeping. Felt like it went well because obviously the illustration is of a little girl who's sleeping in her bed. So I thought that it went well together, but I didn't want to cover it up. So I'm working on the back side of that page. And I just wanted to lay something down over some of the text. So I'm looking through some of my illustrated doilies that I've got in my shop. These are also printed on sticker paper, which just makes them really easy to peel and stick straight down on the page. And I just like using them because they give me more journaling space. So if I want to journal directly onto a page, but I don't really have room to do so, or if the page is too busy, it just creates like a nice little section that's blank, and then I can just write straight on top of that. And I think it just looks pretty, and it just works really well for my process. I decided to staple the photo and that little journaling card piece along the top of that page so that you can lift it up and down, and then that way I can just journal underneath on top of the linen, and it'll be like half hidden. Then I'm just taking that photo of the wish list plants that I found finally, and I'm just going to trim that down a little bit and stick it along the bottom of the page with me and my daughter. Then I just pulled out some washi tape. I'm just going to add a little bit of tape on the edges of that photo, and that just fit really well as well because it was purple, so it complemented the colours and just added a little bit more interest to the page. These stickers here are from Flourish, the Flourish collection, and I liked a bunch of these. I thought they would work well for this spread. There was lots of like little leafy planty stickers that went well. I also put the camera sticker straight down because we took a self-timer photo, so I felt like that went well as well, and that just filled in some gaps on the page and just embellished it a little bit more. I do usually do stickers last, but for that page I didn't feel like there was anything else that I really wanted to add, so I just went ahead and embellished it a little bit more. Now with this little short pink page, I'm going to stick it down onto the page behind it to create a pocket, and then I decided to put some vintage ledger paper inside that pocket, and that's going to be where I do the majority of my journaling for this page. I just added a little bit of tape on the back side where the double-sided tape was peeking out just a little bit, just so that it wasn't going to get stuck onto any pages that I didn't want it to stick to. And I also added just a couple of staples just to make sure that if for some reason that tape became not so sticky in the future, it wasn't going to come open completely. So I really like using a stapler just to reinforce things like that. I'm just playing around with a few bits and pieces here from the Heritage collection. These are like the little die cuts. I like these two little flower pieces that are sort of like in a round frame. So I'm going to staple those beside each other down the page, and I decided to put them on that little pocket that I just created, and I just think it adds a little bit more interest to the page, and it kind of matches well with like the planty page that I did. There's also some darker tones on this page, so it all matches in pretty well. And then with the other photo, it's very similar, it's just like a little bit different. It's another one of those timer photos that we took. I just decided to stick that down straight on top of the pocket as well. And then I'm just again going back in with a couple of stickers from the Flourish sticker sheet. Again, choosing lots of things that have darker tones. I don't usually do lots of dark stuff, but sometimes it just matches really well. So I was just having a big play with stickers. I have so many stickers that I really need to just use. I hoard stickers a lot. I also love using stickers though, so it's like some stickers I'll use until my heart's content, and then other stickers like these ones that are on the 12 by 12 sheet are just so pretty that I don't want to use them all in one go. Now in this journaling session, I also just flicked back towards the front of my journal to this page that I half started like the night before, and the papers on the background are from the Lake illustrated collection that I just added to my Etsy shop. So this is like my most recent paper collection that I've created. I really like how those papers look together, so I put them onto this page, and then I decided to just fill it in with this old photo of my eldest son from a couple of years ago. I just really liked that photo, and I felt like it looked so sweet with these papers, so I just stuck that onto the page and added a few little embellishments here and there. I'm just cutting out the little rowboat from the cut apart sheet because I think that's like my favorite piece on the sheet, and so I kind of wanted to use it, but in the end I felt like it wasn't really meant to be on this page. It was just there was already too much going on, so it couldn't really become the focal point of this page, so I decided to leave it off. I'm just looking through some more of those little illustrated doilies just to see if I can create like a nice balance to the page. But in the end, I ended up just adding again some more of those Flourish stickers around the page. So I liked this one with the little bird. I felt like the colors matched in really nicely with what I already had on the page. It does have like a bit more of a modern feel to it than the papers that I'd created in the background, but I just felt like it looked sweet there, so I just ran with that. I also pulled off this little green sticker with the flowers inside, and I liked how this looked. I felt like it matched well with the papers, but there wasn't any space for me to put it. I feel like it would have looked nice where I had the bird sticker, but because I already put the bird sticker down, there was nowhere to put it, so I just stuck it back on the sticker sheet, and I'll use that some other time. And then taking that little heritage piece again, I decided to create just like a little tuck spot in the corner of the page with the trees, and I'm going to use that as like a little pocket. And I'm just looking through my little tin of vintage playing cards and just trying to pick the best playing card that I can slip into that pocket. So all I did was just flick through all of them. I pulled out anything that I thought could potentially match, and then I just sort of like went through the process of elimination with those ones that I pulled out and just tried to narrow it down to my favorite. And I ended up choosing a little card that had some deers on it, and you can see it's very similar to the other one I was choosing between, which was of a guy fishing. So they were very similar, but I just liked the way the deers looked on the page, and I'm going to end up using the back side of that just to add like a tiny bit of journaling. Just added another one of those little red Denison inspired labels to the page, and that's pretty much the journaling session for today. It was a little bit choppy because I'm working like between pages. I already feel like this journal is getting full, like there's not that many pages left in it. Like there is, but there isn't. I don't know, it's like at the point where I need to start planning ahead what's my next journal going to be, but there is still a fair amount of pages I do need to fill. It's just already getting quite chunky, so I need to start being a bit careful that I don't make it too bulky. But yeah, so that was today's Junk Journal with Me video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you're all doing really well, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.